Hi everyone, and welcome to the volume raise tutorial. So today we are gonna look at how to create volume raise. So I'm gonna create a very cheesy version of myself surrounded by volume raise. So tool set, we are gonna take the plate and then myself. I'm going to go fast here because this is a tutorial that requires an alpha, and so the volume raise is often used in logos and other stuff like this, like big title opening, or you want to create light shaft in your comp because you got a matte painting. A very beautiful matte painting from your matte painting department, and you want it to give it an extra oomph. Yeah, that's a technical term, oomph. So 1, 2, and 3. So here we go, and right now we are going to create a very complicated. There we go. So I'm going to get rid of everything. Don't worry if you're missing out on what I'm actually doing while cleaning up this green screen, because at one point I will be teaching you guys more advanced classes that are going to be available at one point in the future after, a series of a lot of videos we've been creating here at Cluster. This is going to be a very refreshing thing to have, like more detailed tutorials. So there we go. So no more light. So right now what we have is the key light creating just a simple key. So when I look at my alpha, you can see that the alpha is all white. So if like you saw in the previous shuffle tutorial, there's a way to actually go in and remove the alpha by clicking the black piece here. So this way we have only my alpha, which is not perfect, but for this exercise, it's going to be more than enough. So now I have this resulting image. So now I'm going to create the famous volume raise node. Okay. As you can see, there's a volume position here. So if I put it here, you're going to see the that's odd. Okay. That it's creating raise. So I can increase the length of those. I can blur those, but for now, I'm just going to have it by default. I'm going to add on top. So as you can see, it's taking the luminance pass of everything. So shadow making, there we go. So there's multiple ways, RGB luminance. So this will take the RGB luminance of your plate. There's alpha edges, so this will just use the edges of our alpha to create the volume raise. Do you see all the stepping values here? These are caused by the quality settings here. So if I go high, you won't see those, and very high. I usually do high or very high. So this is the edges of my alpha creating that effect. I can go alpha solid, which is basically the entire alpha creating the glow. Or you can go shadow making, which is basically the reverse of what's going on. Okay. So I tend to use RGB luminance, and why I'm doing that is I often go and do a pre-mult, which we saw in a previous version. But I do a pre-mult on the invert. We haven't seen the invert node, but it's pretty explanatory. So invert is basically taking the alpha and inverting that. So I'm pre-multing the background by itself. I'm teaching you, this is a little bit more complicated than just a node, but the reason why I'm teaching you that is that this is the best way to get, you know, a control result using your background as a source. So now, if we go here, you see that it's picking up the color of our background. And as in any other node, there's ways to, if I remove add on top, we're just going to get the effect. And then with a plus or a screen, you're going to get the values of your image like this. So if I go like this, you see we don't get a proper volume raise being created. That's because the luminance of our background is not strong enough. So if I were to increase that, it's gonna actually, nope, it's not that, it's a, yeah, you kind of see it here, but you want to increase, sorry, the value of the volume raise, so the gain of this. Here we have St. Marc. So you see it's being created out of a certain luminance value behind me. There's a flickering node, a flickering checkbox, which will give it a pulsing look when you have a playback. I'll try to get it to show it to you. Well, this is taking a lot of processing power. But you kind of see like the little shimmering or flickering that you're seeing here. So if I go back to my volume raise, so volume gamma, that's again, you can adjusting to do very special effects. Again, please use the volume raise in a very realistic manner, or else it's sometimes overkill. It's great to do, you know, create beautiful effects. There's a radial fall off. So basically, if I lower this, you're gonna see it. It's basically creating like a feather, from the source center. So you have a more high value, and then it fades off. You can enable mask or not. That's when you plug in the mask node. In our case, we actually did a pre-mult of the alpha, so it's all good. I could have just done this, and I would have gotten, ooh, this is nice. This is like me, only, you know, weird. So you can blur it. So you can have me talking to you. So gonna remove enable mask, mask blur, so you can, you know, have it go through your mask a little bit without having to change your alpha. So yeah, this is it, folks. So we can have a proper, you know, this is the sun with volume raise. I can lower the So this will cut from the alpha. Okay. Radial, you can have initial volume color. So basically, let's say your source is yellow and you want your end volume color to be blue. So these are very, very never before seen visual effects. No. So yeah, there you have it. So you can create a lot of variation with this. This can even be, you can even map a tracker to the X and Y, so it follows a particular object or point in space. So thank you. Have fun. Have fun creating amazing visual effects with your volume rays. Thank you for watching.